Good morning, guys. My name is Shigato. I'm in site for Euro Gold and the S&P 500 for this morning. So, going about the economic calendar, this is just filtered by her. I like to put this one or only exclude the low impact news. So, we can see that the situation in the Middle East is actually escalating, and that led to a sell off in most of the assets yesterday instead of a buyout. And this morning, we have the reduces from the GDP as we are concerned. In the Eurozone, we're expecting the PMI numbers by 8:15 and 8:30. So something to be on the lookout for. If you are not in a position already, please be careful opening a position around there. There are some crazy move in the last PMI number or the prior one before that. But generally, you can have some really gap and continuation and then a flashback. I played around, I believe it was around May. So currently to the technicals, um, so let's just look at the weekly on Hero. So we have a bullish inversion pattern last week. We flushed the open and the low right now, which is signifying that that bullish engulfing doesn't hold right now. So I mark this area as well. I even thought to test it, and we have a rejection on the daily. Then I'm willing to look for shorts, but didn't get that. The daily had a bearish engulfing candle yesterday, whose low is not yet reached for the day. That is one thing to put in mind. And right now we have the market trading like this actually. So we reach the prior week's low. Right now we are above it again. And we seem to be pushing back up. One place to notice this low volume node region here, which was where we rejected. The start of it was where we rejected from initially overnight. So we are going there back to retest it right now. So the idea is of course a short on this one. But the only skill is the fact that we're on Friday. And if you look at the position, we are already negative for the week. And one thing I like to assume is that sellers who sold very early in the week are right now in profit. And there may be some profit taking, which will endeavor that the market does not reach the prior day's low. So one thing to be on the lookout for is that. So be cautious. Don't use full size on Friday. I cut it by half or quarter or by quarter on Friday especially. So expecting it to turn backward. Well, we most interested in this actually is below this 1.13725. The backward retest of this level will give a quick dump to previous day's low, which would be somewhere around this range, around 10 points, around 8.8 points. The risk would be around 4 points. That is where I'll mostly be looking at trying to short from above right now. It's not really my style. And longing this market currently, we are trading is doesn't interest me much. Doesn't interest me much because the targets are quite close and we not even reach them. So something to note. For gold, also have that downtrend yesterday, very strong and with momentum. I'm seeing some mistakes I'm making in the market. So how this market go up as intended, quite previous week's high, we rejected, and a daily have this bearish candle, and the market now looking to test or even flip the week bearish. So that is something to note. And now on the hourly, we have of the market trading at this region. So we are back at the viewer for last week. We are retesting it from the underneath. I would like to see this continue, but it's a bit sideways. And so one thing I want to share it is the fact that I've been doing more volume analysis, and this type of profile is actually a B-shaped profile, a double shape with a low volume node in the middle. So we should accept back inside the low volume node. We actually run back up to at least the weekly prior open. That is another thing to note. Just something I wanted to add for you guys, but I'm not expecting that really. By pressure to be that intense after this sellout, this V-shaped sellout priority doesn't make much sense to me, but PMI numbers actually drive that. So for both, the volume profile shape is actually just a bit of a triple type of distribution. So you can see this high volume node here in the volume node, high volume node, low volume node, high volume node. So we don't want the market actually reclaiming any of these high volume node. So I'm expecting a rejection right now at the previous day slow. And that is what I'm anticipating for both. So we do have that rejection and a failure to reclaim below back into the value area for yesterday. You actually look for some shorts targeting the current day slow. If we do reclaim, that will be a tricky one. I'll actually be looking after the news to know what is driving the market. And if nothing changes, the room might actually change, but I'm not expecting gold to change because we don't have any USD news releasing for today. So if nothing changes in the market and there's no call off of attack in the Middle East, I'll not be willing to long because if we do have Trump or Iran saying they are agreeing to a deal, that may actually be a good trigger to go for the numbers if we do reclaim. And the targets will of course be VWAP and the trade through of the low volume node. That's something to note as well. So for the S&P, we have a very bearish week. So after this rejection from the month open, from a prior month open last week, have a continuation to the downside, and the daily actually shows after bleaching coffee we have an inside candle and then we had a flush back downward. So this is indicative of the fact that the situation in the Middle East is truly affecting investors and they are slightly shifting their position. So right now we are below value for a week at the region right now that we are building this volume. Inside this volume, I am not really so enthusiastic about trading that volume mode. But of course, we have the value value from yesterday here. And if we do retest and we have some dump, we might trade quickly to the previous day slow. But remember, I don't trade the extended trading hour for the S&P. I only trade the regular trading hour, which is 2:30 Nigerian time. I'm going to be waiting until that time before I can get a trade. This is what my backtest is my systems actually support. So that is it for this morning, guys. Good luck and good trade. This is actually a very long one. Bye for now.